we're eating constantly sweet things, okay, and not necessarily healthy things. And it's feeding our cravings, but it's not really feeding our body. And what happens also is that we're eating all this food because our body is craving nutrients, but it's not getting the nutrients from the sweet food. So therefore, you're always hungry. If sugar really is an addictive substance, you need to do your part to wean yourself off of it. If something's addictive, that means that it's going to cause you to crave it. It's going to cause you to almost lose control over your actions. Hello, this is Lorraine, and welcome to Healthy Living, Spirit, Soul, and Body. So today we are going to be talking about sugar. And is sugar really a benign substance, or is it something that you need to take more seriously? And I was going to start this podcast off with looking at nutritional labels. Now really, if you're trying to get healthy, and I believe that most people that are watching this channel are, then nutritional labels should be your best friend. So I just grabbed some things out of my pantry. Let's see what the nutritional information is on these two things. So here are two ingredients that I found in my pantry. One is crushed tomatoes, one is Heinz beef gravy. Now for whatever it's worth, I really always look at the sugar content before I buy anything. But let's see what the crushed tomatoes says. Now, if you look at the nutrition label, obviously, this is pretty basic. You have 4 grams of carbohydrate, 2 grams of sugar. And you might say, well, was there any added sugar? Did they add sugar to these tomatoes? Well, the funny thing is that tomatoes naturally have sugar. Just like if you look at a bottle of milk, you're going to see that there's sugar in it, not because it was added, but because milk naturally has sugar. If you look at the beef gravy, and here, what does it say? It says total grams of sugar. However, when you look at the ingredients, what do you see? You see sugar and dextrose. This shows me that you need to read the ingredients also, because there could be some hidden sugar in these products that you're buying. However, I'm sure, sugar and dextrose weren't listed like the first or second ingredient. However, it is still something that you should keep in the back of your mind. A couple months ago, I did a podcast on hidden sugars in foods, and it was really eye-opening even for me. I went through the food store and I looked at things that you would think were healthy, like ginseng green tea, and it had like 25 grams of sugar. So is sugar really a benign substance? Is it something that we need to be aware of? Is it something that's addictive? So let's just talk about sugar and how it contributes to our life. Here we go. So let me start off with saying that this is an exhaustive topic. I'm going to just touch on a few things just to give you a little food for thought and let you see that you need to take your sugar intake seriously. So first of all, let me start with the fact that obesity is a serious issue in this country. 1 out of 3 adults are obese and 1 out of 6 children are obese. And you might say, oh, it's no big deal because, are you against fat people? Or, that's craziness, because the bottom line is it's unhealthy. Your obesity is going to lead to all kinds of unhealthy things like heart disease and diabetes and cancer. Okay, you don't want to lose weight just so you can look good. You want to lose weight because you want to be healthy and you want to take care of the body that you're in. So, and here's the other thing too, because you're overweight isn't entirely your fault. And that's one of the things I want to talk about today, because sugar is hidden in your food, in almost everybody's food. So if you're constantly eating products with sugar, naturally you're going to be overweight. It's just the way it is. Especially processed food. Now, you know that obesity is due to all kinds of factors. It's not just sugar. The fact that we are more sedentary, the fact that food is more readily available, the fact that we eat more processed food, which has more sugar and more fat. We're consuming larger portion sizes. So all those things contribute to the obesity level. However, if sugar really is an addictive substance, you need to do your part to wean yourself off of it. If something's addictive, that means that it's going to cause you to crave it. It's going to cause you to almost lose control over your actions. Okay, they did a study of rats, and they had one thing that held two containers, one that held healthy food and one that held sweet food. And do you know that the rats literally died of starvation because they kept eating the sweet food and they left the nutritional food? And isn't that really true of our society? Because we're eating constantly sweet things, okay, and not necessarily healthy things. And it's feeding our cravings, but it's not really feeding our body. And what happens also is that we're eating all this food because our body is craving nutrients, but it's not getting the nutrients from the sweet food. So therefore, you're always hungry. Think about what a terrible spiral to be under. And really, people that are overweight, especially if you don't realize what's happening, you're hungry all the time. Of course you're going to want to eat, and you're eating and picking all these things that are sweet. You're not going to be healthy. You're going to be overweight. You're going to be lacking nutrients. I mean, there's just so many things wrong with that cycle. And here's the thing, when we eat sweet foods, okay, it increases our dopamine levels, just like a drug, okay? And if it increases our dopamine levels, then we're going to want it more, just like the rats in that experiment, okay? And how do we break that addiction? Really, the answer is to eat things that are going to satisfy us that aren't sweet. I mean, really, in a sense, it's as simple as that. It's simple, it's easier said than done, of course, because the bottom line is it's not easy to break an addiction. I mean, just like cigarettes, just like any other addiction, just like alcoholism, okay? You have to, first of all, realize where you're at. And you cannot continue to think that sugar is just a benign substance. Oh, it's okay if I have another piece of cake. It's okay if I have that another 2 scoops of ice cream. You have to take it seriously, because the bottom line is you're craving food that's not healthy for you. And if it's not healthy for you, then you're not getting the nutrients you need, and you're not going to be healthy. I mean, it's just it's basic chemistry, it's basic physiology, okay? I think that really the first thing that it's going to help is just admitting that you need to be careful about your sugar intake. And here's the other thing too. If it's in your house, you're going to eat it. So as much as possible, don't buy the processed food. Buy fruits and vegetables. They're filled with nutrients. That's what's going to help you, first of all, lose weight. Secondly, to avoid all the diseases, heart disease, diabetes, all these different things. So that's the first thing. Don't have them in your house. And secondly, you need to realize you are more than just an animal that has cravings that you need to give into. Okay, you have a mind, you have choice, you have the power of choice when you go to the food store. So if this is something that you really want to break, if you really want to get healthy, the nutrition label on the foods that you buy should become your best friend. I'm going to tell a story. It's not that much sugar related, but it's about nutrition labels. I used to absolutely love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I mean, I absolutely loved them all through college. That's what I brought for lunch. I would carry it in my pocketbook, I'd eat it. And the point is that I was starting to gain weight. All I had to do was look at the nutrition label and realize how much fat was in peanut butter. And I realized that I can't have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches anymore. So the nutrition label can really help you. It can help you realize what you're eating and help you take control. Knowledge is your friend. If you really want to get healthy, and trust me, I know there's a plethora of information out there, and sometimes they contradict each other, but hardly anybody is going to say that eating processed food is good. So that's basic. And the bottom line is also, if for some reason you're a busy person and you find yourself going to fast food places for food because you're hungry, I would just suggest bring a bottle with you and keep protein drink with you, and drink your protein drink if you get hungry. There's all sorts of solutions that you can do that will help you, but you have to realize that you need to take control. It's not going to come automatic. You need to take control, and it's worth it. Like I always say, you have one body and you want to take care of it. And eating less processed food, eating less sugar in general is going to help you. And here's the other thing too. Sometimes we get into the thinking that, oh, a little bit of cake is okay or a little bit of ice cream is okay. Well, you could say that to an alcoholic. I'm just saying, just being real. And that's not good for them, because that'll get them going on the spiral. In the same way, people that are really addicted to sugar and that can't control it and that are overweight, they should really strictly eliminate processed sugar from their diet, because they're not going to be able to have just a little bit, number one. Number two, it's an addictive substance, and you need to take control of it like you would any other addictive substance. Think about it. An addict, an alcoholic, never wants to admit that they're an alcoholic. And in the same way, somebody who's overweight doesn't want to admit that they're addicted to these food, or if they do admit it, they don't want to stop. And so they need to, unfortunately, come to the realization that it's killing them, and they need to start valuing themselves and their life, and really take charge. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you. It helped you be more aware of how much sugar you're taking in each day. They actually say that you should only eat 25 grams of sugar each day. So if you really want to start monitoring yourself, just make a note during the day of exactly how much sugar you're taking in. And remember that they say that you should only have 25 grams. Just measure yourself according to that standard and see where you're at. Like I said, knowledge is your friend. You want to really see where you're at so that you can go forward in the right direction. So if you really like this video, please give me a big thumbs up and like and subscribe to my channel. I'm always trying to put out some good content to help you get healthier, help you be aware of different things that might be affecting you, different things that might be unhealthy for you, different mindsets, different things that might be keeping you from living a full, abundant life. Okay? And stay away from the sugars as much as possible. Get rid of those processed food. Don't buy them. What's not in your house won't get eaten, right? And have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.